on social media. So just to let you know that just before we get in the mastermind, we like to remind those that registered for us on LinkedIn and some of the various places to join us here on Zoom where all the fun is. And yeah, that's an ongoing thing at the bandtogetherevent.com for all of our events. All right. So, Carol, you're okay letting people in?
Yes,
Thank you
absolutely.
so much. Because I know it's okay, perfect. Thank you, Greg. It worked for you. Is it working for everybody else? And again, Anne, when we get in the breakout room, just hang out with me for a minute and I will make sure that you get into the correct room, which is a lot of fun. Perfect. And I better open up my networker app. So give me one more minute and then I'll hit the recording. Make sure that we are all set. Here's our event. And
Do I need my app?
you don't need the app to
Okay.
get, what's so cool about this is, but you do need to register to get,
I
you do
did.
need to go through the process. And it gave you your room number?
I haven't looked at it. It's in the other room. I'll go get it.
Oh, yes, you will need your phone. For sure.
Chella's
Gonna...
joining the room. Hello.
Yay.
Yay. Mark, it's nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. I've got a text message.
Perfect.
Does it work outside of the United States?
No. Are you calling from somewhere else?
I'm calling from the United Kingdom.
Okay, so it will most likely you'll have to hang out with me and I will move you into a room.
Okay,
if
perfect.
That's okay with you.
Yeah.
All right. And you're going to get to know your friend in the United Kingdom because sometimes at the end I have to move people around. So you guys will probably be together as I get this situated. All right. So thank you all for being here. And I think I am all set on this. All right. Let's hit record and we will get started. I feel like a DJ, even though I'm not really a DJ. Like I'm going back and forth, and I'm probably not going to use a ton of PowerPoint today just because I am eager to connect with you guys, but I do have a really fun video that I wanted to start today with. All right, so here we go. Oh, and Nancy's here. All right. Good morning. Good evening. I know we have people from the UK. Thank you so much for joining us. This is we call it internally our high performance networking event. This is where we come together to collaborate, put you in an environment where you get to meet some beautiful heart-centered entrepreneurs, some of our members that we call collaborators, trailblazers, who are here not only to make a difference in the world and create an impact, but also to make some income while having fun. And so our agenda today as we get going is, again, I'm going to start with a cool video, share a little bit about our organization, and then we get right into our mastermind rounds. And so when you check in, and I'll pull this up a couple more times before we get into it, this ideally will tell you what room number to get into. And so we set it up to where manually, when it's time and technology works well, you'll just hit whatever room number that is on there. You do need to read it carefully because it'll say round 1 and what the table is. So you just got to make sure that you're picking, ignoring what round it is. We're going to do 3 rounds today and going right into the room that it says. And it actually says table because this is designed ideally for live events, but we love using it here. And why we have chose this opportunity is we found that when we do this type of connection, it's a little bit like speed dating. You're going to have 3 minutes each. You're going to be able to talk quickly, introduce yourself, and hopefully you'll be able to share what it is that you're looking for next, or share what it is and how we can support you, and be able to connect with our community and get that connection right away. And so you do, and I think most of us are Zoom savvy. We hopefully have our networking introduction already in Zoom, because a lot of the follow-up happens afterwards. And so this particular app, not only does it allow you to be able to go back, so I encourage you, not right now, but afterwards, to go back into the app and set up your profile. And in your profile, it keeps track of who you met with in your rounds. And so you're able to connect with them, see their cell phone, see their email, and easily follow up with them. And so one of our benefits for our membership is they actually get access to everybody that's here. So you might hear Amanda Beth Johnson talk about some of her work that she does with divorce and go, oh, I have a friend that's going through divorce, but she wasn't in my group. You're able to connect with her directly. And Chella, we do ask that everybody be on camera. I know you may be doing other things, but yes, okay, good. Because it is very interactive. And the app, thank you, Gloria. Oh, I love our family. We just jump right in and help. This is beautiful. I did want to highlight quickly a couple of our power partners. We have Dr. Bob here today, who's one of the world leading brain researchers. And I love him because he's a communication expert that used to work with Landmark. And so he's always, and he has this incredible tool of automatic pattern interrupt. And so a lot of us, I have to say, I don't mean to lump you into my thing, but I have patterns that I grew up with from society and my parents and ways of thinking, movies I watch. And so he's great at saying, hey, is that serving you and how do we clear it? We also have Juliet Clark with Superbrand Publishing. Oh my gosh, if you do not know this woman is a firehouse for getting books to bestsellers, printing books. And the biggest thing is it's beyond just the publishing. It's how do you build that platform for your business? She's somebody that I consider a LinkedIn expert, AI expert, even though those aren't services that she offers. And we have partnered with her on our Power Partner training. So love to have her here. We have a number of our other, Carol Wozniak, who is somebody that knows everybody in the world. She's very, very, very well connected. So you'll find a beautiful community here. And we just invite you to, as you show up in the room, be vulnerable. These are people that you're in a safe space. It's not recorded in the room, and share honestly, hey, this is what I'm looking for next. So I wanted to kind of set the tone today with a real fun video. How many of you are here to change the world in your own way, whether it be changing the world in publishing, changing the world in who you touch with a smile? Robert, I didn't see you raise your hand, but I know that you are changing the world by giving people a place to showcase what they're doing and creating wow boxes for potential clients. So I believe that if you're here, that you are probably one of those people that are here to change the world. And so this is just something to kind of set the tone of what we're doing. So just one moment, I got to make sure the sound is on. And if you would give me a thumbs up, so I make sure that you guys can hear it. And let's see here. And I'm not hearing it. So hold on just a second. Nope. Okay. I love technology. Okay. Just a minute. And sometimes the universe has a different plan.
It'll come around really fast, Shannon.
All right, let me share.
There are lots of ideas how you can change the world. Some people think you should just complain about it. That won't change the world, it'll just make it bad. Some people think you have lots of money, making it rain everywhere you go. Holla for $1. Some people think you have to be really loud and yell a lot. It's like with a bullhorn shouting, "Hey you, yeah you, do it my way right now, you heard?" Other people choose to just make fun of everything. That's dumb, everyone's dumb. It's easier to make fun of stuff, but it's cooler to make stuff. Some people think changing the world can only be done by the smartest person in the world. Just put them in a room, let them figure it out. The solution of world hunger? Food. Wow, that was like so amazing. Some people see the bad in the world and they just decide to ignore it, but that won't help anything. Some people think you have to be really famous and super cool. In fact, lots of people think you have to be really powerful to make a difference, like being mayor or senator or president. But the truth is, a title doesn't make you more important. The world is changed by you. It's one person filled with love. And they just have to live it out, so they do something awesome. Then that person is filled with love, and they do something awesome. It just goes on and on and on and on. And the next thing you know, everything's awesome. Some people think it's impossible to change the world.
It's impossible to change the world.
Well, you can see why they could think that. Living in the world with kids who are hungry, people who are homeless, families who aren't happy. I'm just trying to figure it out like everybody else, man. But I do know this, though. Next time you feel overwhelmed or totally alone, remember this. Things don't have to be the way they are. The world is changed by ordinary people. Little people living out big love.
Awesome. Okay, yes, Gloria is clapping. How did you guys land with that? Have you guys seen Club Kid President before? Yeah,
Look at
he's
that
pretty
little guy.
he's pretty awesome in all that he does. And so you're here in a room with people that are here to change the world, and it definitely starts with love. So those of you that don't know me, my name is Shannon Procise, and I'm just pulling up my slide here. Sorry, my DJ and me is working away here. And here we go. And so I have produced over 600 events, and I love bringing people together. That's where it started many, many years ago. My first event was actually firewalking. And when I went to a firewalk, I was like, oh my gosh, I saw so many lives transferred when people realized the power of the mind. Immediately started doing firewalks in my area and really saw the power of community, the power of people believing in each other, the power of people, talking about their fears and concerns and being able to navigate them. And so that's really why we're here. And so over the last 15, 20 years, have been focused on how to, in businesses, leverage the power of community and strategic partners to help people grow and reach the world in a bigger way. So my intention today is to accelerate your growth, have fun, and create an impact in your business. And my undercurrent here is to have you connect with our thriving business community. And so, as I mentioned, we empower heart-centered entrepreneurs to become industry leaders so they can make the income and impact that they're here to make. And we're on a mission to reinvent community and collaboration in entrepreneurship. And so here is our signature framework, kind of our brand pillar that we work with. And we look at each of these areas in your business and facilitate, how do you need more clarity? And what I love about this event and our live events is that you'll find today that when you're sharing what you're sharing, you might get some clarity. You might get some clarity in your message. You may get some clarity in the direction. This is a great place to ask for input. As you're looking at something. Hey, is this a good idea? Or I know I spoke to Debbie Lynn today, one of our members, and she's like, I'm trying to come up with a title, and I'm like, ask the community. So we can really gather clarity. We can get community. We can collaborate. We can master our communication. Be able to step in and learn what is the language that works or doesn't. And we also have a part of this where I see we have Nancy here. And if you don't know Nancy's somebody that works in the capital raising realm and team building realm. So we also help people, whether it be through sponsorship and things like that, attract the capital they need for expansion. And our big thing is we love to celebrate. We love to celebrate what you're doing and how you're doing and help, as they say, success is a magnet for success. And so if you have not checked in yet, again, this is US based. If you're in another country, please hang out. I will move you around. And if you're having challenges, just text. You look at the very bottom, it says 435-236-2143. Open up your text message and just type in that number. The QR code will make the texting easier. It usually just opens it up, but sometimes people get confused because they think it's taking you to a website, and ideally it's not taking you to a website. It's actually allowing you to text. And once you get in here, and I'm just going to give you a quick sneak peek of the Networker app, and one of the tools that's very important as you're using this. Let me stop this now. So in the Networker app, this allows you to, again, as I mentioned, be able to collaborate and connect and follow up with the individuals that are here. But it's really important that you go in after the fact and set up your profile, because in here, as you can see, people are, you can see, okay, here's Adam. And when I click on his contact information, it pulls up everything that I need to know about him. And if you do not fill this out, then it's not always easy to connect. You can also see there's notes at the bottom. I love this feature. When I'm in a meeting and we're using this app, I'll actually come in here and I'll start taking notes about the person, just so that I can remember the key points to follow up with them in what they're doing and connect. So one of the things that's going to happen is you see these different levels at the bottom. So when you meet somebody new for the first time, it automatically moves them to level 1. You have to move them up to the other levels. And so what that looks like is when you click on either where it says LVL, or as you open up their profile, you'll also see an LVL. Again, if you've met them, it'll let you know that they're here, but this is where you get to move them up in the ranking. And this works with the algorithms of who you've met and keep you meeting new people. But also, even if you have a level 4 and you haven't seen them a while, basically they say, every month it kind of trickles down the numbers so that you can revisit and reconnect with those people. But I consider a raving fan as somebody that knows you and can talk about you and shares what you're up to. So we encourage you to go back and work with the people that are here, and take time to go ahead and upgrade that as you go along. So any questions about Networker before we get into the fun part of masterminding? All right. Oh my gosh, I love this. Everybody's just helping each other, and this is so beautiful. And now I just have a couple of things, and then we are getting right into our first round. So should be checking in here. So a little bit of housekeeping. As we get into the community and into the group, it's really, we love to see challenges as an opportunity for growth. So when you're in this community, and today, it's okay to say, I'm having this challenge, right? It's like, we're going to sit there and we're going to think of, okay, what are some opportunities, or what are some ways that we can support you? So it's okay to use that language. We love that language. It's things that we actually hone in on. Okay, here's an opportunity for growth. How can we help? We also want to hold confident all that is shared by others. When we get into that private group, this is not recorded. You want to be thinking about, how can I connect to others? Is there people here that I know or who I've met that I may be able to share? But somebody, in our community, we invite people to be vulnerable and share what's happening. And so if there's something that's shared there, it stays there. It's kind of like Vegas, right? What happens here stays here. The next thing is, we want to be genuinely supportive, and the best way to be supportive is listen fully. As I love, as Anne said, shutting off her phone, being here 100% present to the person that is sharing, and be seeing, is there somebody I know that could support them? And a lot of times we may say, well, I don't know, let me just pick on somebody here. I don't know Gloria Rand and what she does in copywriting and some of her angelic singing but when she spoke, I had Greg come to mind. So all I do when I make an introduction is I say, first off, I say, Gloria, I want to introduce you to Greg. So Gloria writes down the name Greg. You want to make sure you have a notepad. Everybody's here. And then Gloria and I connect afterwards, right? And then she'll say, Shannon, you mentioned the name Greg, and I'll make the connection. But what I would say to Greg, if I didn't know Gloria, is I'd go, Greg, I met Gloria today. I don't know her, but when she spoke, your name came up, and I just figured I'm going to connect you guys, and you guys can see what magic unfolds. And that's it. It's not making me responsible. It's just making that connection. So we want to be aware of who comes up to mind. And so when we do our introductions, I love ending with the word, who do you know? That, right? Who do you know that might be wanting to get media all over the world? Or who do you know that might want to, that's looking for a business community? That gets our brain to start thinking about the resources of who we know. So just something to consider as you're connecting. We want to stay present, stay open-minded. We also want to view each person in the light of their highest potential. We want to see them, you know, going through their challenge or accomplishing their goal easily, and that. And we also, because we have limited time, we want to really be direct. So if somebody shares, and this is really the format that we suggest, is you're going to have 3 minutes each, that you share 30 to 60 seconds goal, challenge, or elevator pitch. And then you leave the other 2 minutes to where you can get feedback. And I invite everybody to get their timer out, or to use there's actually apps in here that you can put a timer up. I do invite each of you to keep track of your time, because one of the things that I teach in Media Magic is that it's essential to be quick, clear, and concise. And to master that is really like turning on the faucet. If you are talking the entire time, you're not able to necessarily get feedback, and you're not able to see, is this landing right, or does it make sense, or do they have questions, or do they have a lead, right? Do they have a lead? So I encourage each of you to pull out the timer. When you get into the room, we're going to ask you to assign a timekeeper. And the timekeeper, I love those 10-second notices, like you got 10 seconds left. But if you're giving feedback, or if you're giving input, for examples I use with Gloria and Greg, I don't need to go to Gloria, Greg is this amazing author. He writes poetry. He owns a recovery school. She doesn't need to know that, right? That's taking away from Gloria getting other leads. It's like, Gloria, I want to connect you with Greg, right? That, just really keep it short and sweet. And the same thing with the feedback, just, you know, cut to the chase so that we can really use our time wisely. And the next is in here, your goal as you're meeting others is just find the gems. Not everything is going to apply to you. It's not going to, you know, and it's okay to interrupt somebody. You can say, hey, I've already been there, done that. What I'd like to talk about is this, right? Because our goal is to have you find a diamond or a ruby or an emerald today that you're like, oh my gosh, my time here was absolutely well spent. And the biggest thing is that we believe encouragement is a magnet that helps people flourish, and the energy that brings life. We want to bring light and life to dark places by encouraging others and giving voice to things that we see are beautiful about others. So when people are sharing, be sure to tell them what you liked, right? Like, I like that you're doing this, or I love that was a great part of your pitch. Remember to really give that encouragement. And so as we get into the breakout room, as I mentioned, you want to assign a timekeeper, and a timekeeper, you do have to be loud, and you know, like we love you. You're the ones that making sure that last person gets to go. So again, you can give them that time period, you know, that 10-second warning. I love the 10-second warning. That tends to be very helpful in what you're doing. Also, this is where I said there's a 30 to 60-second elevator pitch. Good to keep that short and sweet. Then you can share exchange leads if you have that, or if you just want to dive right into a goal or challenge, feel free to do that. And this will be the opportunity to receive the feedback and input from others. So is everybody ready to play? Does this feel good? You guys are okay with these? How we play together? And is everybody set up on the rooms except for our dear friends from the UK? Looks like we're good. All right, so now we're going to get into our breakout rooms, and if everything goes up as planned, you should be able to choose your room. Did that come up correctly? Did a room pop up?
No,
Nope. Okay, let's try this again. Take two. Someday I will be able to master this.
Nope.
Recreate. Here we go. No, that's because I hit the wrong button there. Okay, there we go. And did it pop up this time? Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And so I have Anne. I'm going to move you to room 1. Okay, come on. There we go. And I had Mark. You're another one, correct?
Yes, I'm now.
Okay.
Thank
Okay,
you.
there we go. You're from the UK. We love our UK friends.
Thank you.
Dr. Bob, are you good?
I don't have the ability to get into room 3 for table.
Room 3? Okay, I'm doing it right now. Anybody else need help?
Thank you.
Yes, room 1, Shannon, please.
Robert, yep, you got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Shannon, it just says breakout room. Is that it?
And this is George.
Yes.
George, did you get a text? What room did it tell you that you're going into?
I didn't get a text.
Okay, so we got to get you set up. If you don't mind, I'm going to pop you into a room and we'll go from there. And Rudy, do you need help getting into your room?
Yes, I'm in room 5.
You're in room 5. Perfect.